So how many of you, I know I can't see your hands, have thought, I want a new job. I'm sick of my job, or I'm coming out of my master's program. I need a new job, and dive straight into writing your resume or CV and looking for roles online, because you just kind of want to see what's out there, and you want to get everything down on paper so that you make sure you're ready to go when you see that dream job online. Well, I always say, not so fast. Before you even dive into writing a resume, there are some key steps that you need to take first in order to succeed. And we've actually done some work with some of the net impact chapters on this around getting focused to get results and focusing in on your dream job before you even start to do the marketing tools that are going to be necessary to go out to the market. So these are important steps, and as important as actually writing the resume itself. Getting focused and deciding your audience. This is very difficult for people because you want to keep your options open. You don't want to be spread too thin. But again, more and more we're needing to actually have a focused audience. A, so we're not having to customize the whole CV every time. B, because we've got that LinkedIn profile that's going to show the real truth. It also helps us build up our story line, which we're going to look at in a minute. So you need to pick your sector: NGO, public, private, social enterprise, international development, etc. You need to pick your industry: oil and gas, FMCG, retail, whatever it is. And you need to pick your function, which is the role that's going to be linked to the tasks and skills that you're going to be using. You also need to be answering the hiring manager's 4 questions. Now, these are generic 4 questions that all hiring managers are going to have in their head. So these aren't specific for a specific role per se, but you need to be thinking about this as you put content into your CV. Because, as I said, the resume is a marketing tool or an advertisement. It's not just a dumping ground for everything we've ever done. So they're wondering, can you do the job? Well, that's skill-based. They want to know what your skills are that relate to the task that they're trying to get achieved. So can you do the job, and why do I want to pay you for that job? Do I want to work with you? Are you going to be fun to go out for a drink with after work? Am I going to want to buckle down and do the long hours that it's going to take sometimes with someone like you? That's your characteristics or your traits. And sometimes I actually call that your approach to how you deliver. The third one is, do you fit our culture and our mission and our team environment? And that's more based on values. So again, getting real clear and communicating your core values and how those relate to the organization, their sector, their product, whatever it is that might be resonating for them. And oftentimes they'll have some of that on their websites as well in terms of the overall company values. And the fourth one is, what are the issues that you have expertise in? So we talk a lot about issues management in CSR and sustainability and impact roles. And it's important, I think, to link up the concept of issues with knowledge. These words all get very mixed into job descriptions and are confusing oftentimes when we see job specs. So try to break it out for yourself between skills, traits, values, and your knowledge for issue areas. Knowledge and issue being, climate change, waste, human rights, education, those types of things. Then you need to decide your own 3 to 4 top skill categories. We're going to have you do a little bit of this in a minute, but basically figuring out if you had to have kind of a one word for each, from all of your achievements, how would you be able to put them into a 3 to 4 kind of category framework? Then you map your skills to the specific job spec. So you basically are unpacking that job spec so that you can understand what are they asking for in terms of skills, traits, values, knowledge areas, and then how your skills and other requirements are going to map exactly to what they're looking for. Because oftentimes we skim a job spec and then we actually don't see what our gaps might be because we ignore those and we just see, oh, I could do this job. But we want you to really test that by rewriting the job spec for yourself before you even start to look at a CV or cover letter customization. You may also want to do a slide of your career journey or story. I have a one-page slide that I use with clients for interviewing, but I think it's worth doing it before you even do your CV work. And the reason is that we have to have a story that's compelling and makes sense. And doing a slide with maybe 3, 4, I don't know, kind of stepping stones or something that shows how every decision you've made in your career is actually propelling you into this next role, and making that really easy for the reader to see, or the hiring manager to see. And you could do this actually as an attachment to your CV. This could be one of your more visual tools that allow that hiring manager to see quite quickly how your career has made sense and it positioned you to be competitive for this role. Then you would write your bio and your resume profile. So a bio is just a half-pager in paragraph form that you might have you might have it if you've ever been in a speaking event, or if you have a website, or maybe you've got it as part of a master's program about who you are, overall in 2 or 3 paragraphs. And then that resume profile is only 4 lines and sits at the top of your CV. So having those two, again, you're building on that story and you're keeping it quite concise before you even start to drill down and get into the detail of writing those 12 achievements or accomplishment statements. So you'll then write your 12 accomplishment statements that map to those 3 to 4 skill categories. We're going to do this in a minute. Then you go out and get a third party to take a look at this. Does it make sense? Does it hang true? Does it match up with the jobs that you're going to be looking for? Choose somebody that's a neutral party, somebody that has understanding of the market and understanding of hiring managers and how they're going to go about this process. And then you get your friend or family member to check it for you for typos and formatting before you PDF it and send it out. You always want to do this. This step gets skipped a lot, and if I see typos in a CV, I just think somebody just didn't care enough to make it perfect, and it's your one chance. And then you want to link that information into LinkedIn. So again, this is the 10 steps for that template CV that you're going to use most of the time, and customize 20%, so that it's going to resonate with LinkedIn. It's going to tie to LinkedIn. At least 80% of it will.